What's going on, guys? So I said I would do an Ancient Gear deck profile, which I have done. I have went through a bunch of different builds and looking at a bunch of different deck profiles. I probably settled on one, but it is not my build. So this is kind of a subscriber showcase, even though I'm a low subscriber. And from what I've seen, he gets more views on his videos, but he mostly just does deck profiles. It's pretty much all it is, duels and deck profiles. But his subscriber count's lower, so even though he does better than me on his channel, I will shout him out because he definitely deserves it. So his name is weryugioh Doctor, just YGO space Doctor, and he does deck profiles and stuff like that. I haven't talked to him or anything, so he probably does not know I'm doing this, but he had a good deck profile of Ancient Gears that I checked out, and I feel like it's the one that made the most sense of how to play it, because this deck is not meta. I thought it maybe would have some cool effects, but when I was looking into it, nah, it really doesn't have much going for it, but it's definitely a fun deck. And weryugioh Doctor, by the way, just does fun decks. It's mostly what his channel's about. Not saying he doesn't do other ones, but from what I've seen, he mostly does fun decks, and that's what he says in his description. So, my deck's a little different from his, but his is the baseline, so he definitely deserves a shout out for that. But let's get on with my deck profile. So I'm playing 3 of the Reactor Dragons. It's got some cool effects. You can destroy a spell and trap card monster after this card attacks. If you just tribute a gadget monster, it can attack all your opponent. Not Hydra, I mean... Wrong one. But if you tribute with a gadget monster, you can make it a second attack during each battle phase, and then Hydra basically destroys. You can attack all monsters once each, if it's tributed with a gadget monster. But also, your opponent cannot activate spells and traps cards when this card attacks, so that's cool too. Wyverns, we were talking about Wyverns in my other video, but basically you can search out an Ancient Gear monster from your deck. You can only use it once per turn. I'm playing 2 gold gadgets, 2 silver gadgets, and then, yeah, 2 of all the gadgets. The reason why we're going gadgets, not other Ancient Gear monsters, because Ancient Gear monsters don't really help at all. So, like, that's why we're not really using them, because they don't really help, so might as well not use them. I'm using a 1 day of peace and upstart. I'm going to talk about that for a sec. 1 day of peace, I haven't played as much in newer decks because it doesn't work as much. I don't like to give him my personal draw, but if you can see, I don't have much defense in this deck, and this deck is a little slower. So, I kind of want a card that can help me thin out my deck by giving me a card, and can protect me, and if you play it correctly, it can kind of help you out. Yes, you're still giving your opponent a card, and in this game, giving your opponent a card kind of sucks. But a few times I've been testing the deck, it came in clutch, and it gave me a win. So, if you play it right, it can maybe help out. Sometimes it can definitely not help you out. So that's up to you. And I'm playing another Upstart, so I'll talk about why I'm playing Upstart in a second. This should actually be like this. He's playing 3 Terraforming in his. I'm playing 2 Terraforming because I don't like 3 Terraformings in a deck. I thins out, and you can search out your cards, but there's always that chance that you can clog up because you drew in your gear towns faster, and then later on you just draw a Terraforming and there's nothing you can do with it. And that can still happen with even 2, depending on how your draws are. That's just bad luck, but that can happen definitely more with 3. So I'm only doing 2 Terraforming, and to replace that Terraforming with my deck thinning, instead of playing the 3rd, I played an Upstart. You still get a 1-for-1 card, but it's just a draw. It's not the same, but I feel like it can't get as cloggy, but that's just my personal opinion. Now, another thing different from my deck that I didn't mention before is that I'm not playing any more of the Ancient Gear monsters. He's playing 1 more. He's playing the Ancient Gear gadget. Thought the card was alright. Not for me. But along with the spells, I'm playing Ancient Gear Castle. Now, I'll get along to why I'm playing that, but it's an alright card. You get 300 attack boost, and then also for each normal summon, you get a counter basically on that. And if you tribute summon an Ancient Gear monster, you can substitute this card for a tribute if the number of counters is equal to or greater than the numbers of monsters or card. It's a nice little card if you get one of these in your hand and you need a summon. It's not something I would play more than one of, but it's definitely an interesting card, and it's a continuous spell card, which is important, which we're going to get onto now. Ancient Gear Catapult, if you control no monsters, you can target one face-up card and destroy it. Usually you want to do that with Gear Town, but sometimes you don't have a Gear Town, and this card can come in clutch. It has come in clutch. But anyways, it can special summon a Ancient Gear monster, ignoring its summon conditions, and then also, if you need to destroy Gear Town, you don't have any other ways to do it, you can banish this card from your graveyard and destroy a card on the field, and then special summon an Ancient Gear token, and you can only use 1 effect once per turn, so you can't use it twice. Gear Town, if you don't know what it does, basically 1 less tribute for Ancient Gear monsters, and then if it gets destroyed, you can special summon an Ancient Gear monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Great card. Twin Twister, come on, we know why. Instant Fusion because you are spamming a lot of rank 4s to do this, so Instant Fusion makes sense. And 2 Dark Hole and Raigeki because you want to keep destroying your opponent's monsters. You want to make sure he doesn't have crap on the field because this is a slower deck. 3 Call the Haunted to bring back your beaters, do some things, and Torrential Tribute. So that's pretty much the deck. Things that differ a little bit is he's playing a double summon. Didn't think double summon fit as much in this deck, but otherwise they're mostly the same. Our extra decks are a little different, but it's mostly the same deck. Now, if you don't understand how this deck works, basically the main play besides your spamming rank 4s, because you have a good amount of monsters here to make some rank 4s, besides that being a spammy part, is your major play you want to do is Gear Town, right? Destroy it with Agent Gear Catapult. You get your Catapult special summon, you get your Gear Town special summon, and then normal summon that turn. You get 3 monsters in the field, and they can be pretty big beaters, and you can go for rank 7s or rank 9s, like Dyson Sphere, you have Phantom Fortress. They're interesting, they're not overpowered, but Phantom Fortress is pretty useful. Banish 1 card your opponent controls, banish 1 random card, like it's a cool effect. And I have a level 8 left over in here from my extra deck, but I took out the level 8, so I'll take that. You can take that out, put another level 4 in there or something. But that's the main play. So obviously it's not an overly powerful deck, but the thing is, that is all while also having your rank 4 spam, and this Agent Gear really searches out everything, so it makes it a little bit quicker. So it's definitely not a bad deck, it's just more of a fun deck. But that's the deck profile. Let me know what you guys would change, what you would add. Like I said, still work in progress, and I changed it from his deck profile, and he didn't say his is perfect. I'm not saying it's perfect either. But, yeah. So let me know down below what you think, and also remember, go check out weryugioh Doctor, check out his deck profiles and his duels. See you later, guys. Peace.
Damn.